Welcome back to Vermont to the Post Haus. This is another property by the company called the Wildwood Collective. In a previous episode, we toured their Green Mountain Modern House. That was a slightly larger 3-bedroom unit, and now we are literally right down the street at the Post Haus. This one is 2 bedrooms and considered more of a small house, coming in at about 900 square feet. I really love the modern design though, and it sits on another great piece of land right next to a river. Inside, you can then find some great amenities like a retro fireplace and an infrared sauna, and there are 2 bedrooms in mid-century modern design all throughout. So let me know which other 2 properties you prefer down in the comments, either the Green Mountain Modern House or the Post Haus. And without further ado, guys, let's now go and start the full tour. Welcome to this one-of-a-kind modern cabin in Vermont. As you can see, the fall colors were in full effect when I visited, and this cabin is almost made up of 2 different structures. You have the main rectangular part of the cabin there on the left, and the right side has this 2-story structure which is comprised of the stairs. But let's now walk on over and get a little closer. Next, let's briefly go behind the cabin to the backyard. You have this large fire pit space with 4 chairs, and just look at how close we are to that river. It's super peaceful, just the sound of the water passing by, and it's really private out here. If you go even further back into the yard, there's another set of 2 chairs here, and you're looking out deeper into the river and beyond into the forest. Speaking of forests, this cabin again is located right in the Green Mountain National Forest. You have this river right next to it, and I visited right around mid-October for peak fall foliage. It was a little bit cloudy when I visited, but I was still flying my drone up really high, and I even got above some of the clouds, as you can see here. You'll actually notice one of their other cabins, the Green Mountain Modern House there in the bottom center, and the mountain ranges there off in the distance. But that's it for everything outside. There were a lot of drone shots to pick from, so I'm now going to go back to the cabin. We're going to open up this door to go inside. When you first enter, on the left there is a lot of storage space, including also a bench and a spot for you to hang up your coats and jackets. I'm now going to walk up the staircase, and there's another spot there on the left. You can put your shoes there. There's an additional bench. There's this little gadget right here which you can use to bring in more firewood from outside if needed. But I'm now going to go and walk up the stairs. This is from another angle, and we're going to go and enter into the main section of the cabin that we saw from the exterior earlier. When you first enter, there is this long wall along one side. There are a bunch of hooks for you to hang up even more items, along with some games and books that we see there on the left-hand side. But basically, this entire wall is a bench, and it has more cushions. So again, there's certainly no shortage of storage space at this cabin. Let's now hook a left and go down this hallway. You'll notice a washer and dryer unit there on the right-hand side. If we go further in, you'll first see the half bathroom on the left. There is your bathroom sink and a nice circular bathroom mirror along with all the tiling, and the toilet is opposite of that in the other corner. Continuing on down the hallway, you'll then find a full shower here, complete with public goods bathroom amenities, and definitely the best part is opposite of that, you have an indoor infrared sauna. I mean, how sweet is this? Definitely don't see this too often at the Airbnbs that I tour, and it even has this cool lighting setup. It feels like a party inside of this sauna. After that, let's move now into the living room and dining area. Again, this entire cabin is about 900 square feet in total, and before we go much further, I'll get a fire going inside of this retro, bright yellow fireplace. Definitely a nice change of pace from all the usual more brown and black fireplaces that I see at a lot of other Airbnbs. It really contributes to the overall very colorful, retro, and contemporary feeling that we're seeing throughout this entire cabin. This is now looking down the long hallway back towards the entryway that we came in from. We'll go into some more detail though in the living room now. You have a bunch of small tables throughout and that comfortable couch. There are some brightly colored pillows and the brightly colored artwork right above that. But actually some of my favorite items in this room can be found along this wall next to the fireplace. You do have that smart TV, but also a record player with a nice assortment of records. There is some Kenny Burrell and even some Bon Iver. But one of the best and most unique parts is they actually had this throwback Nintendo game system. I can't even imagine the last time I've seen one of these. Moving along, we'll come into the dining area next. It's pretty simple. You have your dining table there along with those 4 black modern chairs. You can even begin to see a little bit into the bedrooms there on the far left, and the living room is in the distance. But next, I'll open up this large screen door, and this will eventually take us to the outdoor deck. We might have seen that earlier in the drone shots. I'll put it again here, but you can notice there are those 2 chairs and a small table. You can sit outside and take in the views. Back in the main space now, we'll go into the final area, which is your kitchen. You'll notice a bunch of your major appliances like your fridge and freezer, your oven and stovetop, and your microwave. If you walk in a tad bit further, there are some other items in that far corner like your coffee maker and toaster, and you have plenty of countertop space along with a bunch of different cabinets. These guys are also great at branding. There is a Post Haus guidebook along with their logo and a bunch of free goodies waiting for you. Finally, we'll walk through this door to the right of the living room to go into the master bedroom. You have that closet along the right wall, and then here is your bed. It's a queen mattress. You also have nightstands on either side for some extra storage and some charging options, and I love that gorgeous headboard. There's also those 2 reading lights up top, and then you know it's a great Airbnb if they have a multitude of pillows. And this one definitely did not disappoint. You have a ton of pillows to ensure a good night's rest. If we look off into the distance now, you also have this large sliding door which you can close for some extra privacy. But if you want to get to the next room, you can enter inside, and this is your second bedroom. There are 2 bunk beds inside of this one. This cabin can sleep up to 4 guests comfortably, so if you're a young family with 2 kids, this is definitely the spot to book. Thanks for watching, guys. The booking info for both of the 2 spots that we toured from these owners will be down in the video description, and I'll see you very soon for another Airbnb tour.